are slowly approaching playoff time in the SHL and wrapping up the regular season. But boy, is there a lot to determine. New Trier Green, Loyola, and GBN are all in the mix to potentially be seeded first, if not very high. And of course, with New Trier Blue and Glenbrook South in the basement, but divided just by 5 points, there's still a ton to figure out seeding-wise. Tonight from the Heartland Ice Arena, we will be presenting to you a game between two clubs that are, quite frankly, very good and have a serious shot at the SHL championship, followed by state if they're lucky. This is Loyola Academy Gold versus Glenbrook North. Welcome to the SHL Game of the Week on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Dylan Ward alongside Bryce Gobert, filling in for the great Max Anderson and Taylor Ramelt, who do such a great job with those games but couldn't be here tonight. So we are ready for a great hockey game on what was senior night here for Loyola Gold. Bryce, what are your keys to the game tonight?
Well, I got keys to the game for both teams here, and I'm going to start off with the Glenbrook North Spartans. First of all, they got to score early and finish strong. Loyola Gold is coming off a strong 6-0 win against Stevenson. Glenbrook North coming off a strong 3-1 win against Glenbrook South, their rivals. Also, Loyola Gold has 21st period goals, which is actually not their strongest period. Loyola has 33rd period goals, so GBN must minimize the shots in this game. And my second point for GBN is the power plays. Loyola Gold has a 98.5% penalty kill. A power play goal could be a big momentum boost and swing for the Glenbrook North Spartans. Now on to the Loyola Gold Ramblers, who for number one need to be in the passing and shot lane. When Glenbrook North gets possession in their own zone and just trying to skate up puck, they hold the puck and pass it very, very well. If Loyola could just get in the passing lane, they may have an opportunity for a lot of odd man rushes that could lead to lots of goals. And number two, they need to be aware of David Wilcox. David Wilcox for Glenbrook North was playing very well against Glenbrook South. He was able to skate up ice and create a lot of opportunities, which hurt South in the end with a 3-1 score. So we're looking for a good game here tonight. Both teams are, looking for a big, big win here, a big 2 points. I mean, I'm sure they both wouldn't be opposed to 1 point. They definitely want that too.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams are so close in the standings. Loyola has been in that second spot all year. Glenbrook North now ahead of them, but only by 1 point. So, if you see a game that goes beyond regulation, that could make a huge difference, especially with, of course, Glenbrook North and Loyola only having 2 games left each before the regular season is over.
Absolutely, and just real quick, a quick jersey looks. Loyola wearing their yellow third jerseys with the red or the maroon trim and the maroon pants and the red socks with the white stripes. GBN wearing their white jerseys, the green pants and white socks with the green and yellow stripes.
As you can beautifully see on your screen. 17 minutes on the clock in the first period. Both teams at their bench. Bryce, I'm looking forward to a great game. This is going to be some exciting hockey between the number 2 and the number 3 team in this state of Illinois here. Nice venue here in Lincolnwood. This is the American Heartland Ice Arena where Loyola plays all their home games. Of course, the girls will be skating on the same rink right at the conclusion of the varsity level boys game for Loyola.
Absolutely, and Loyola has a pretty strong student section. They've been loud even about 20 minutes before game time, so they're excited to get this game started and probably just excited as we are.
One last word at the benches of each club. Looks like we might have a national anthem happen here. Not the case at every high school game, but if so, enjoy. Very cool to see defenseman Hayden Beck performing the national anthem before a game he participates in. Not the first thing you think of when you think hockey player, but always a cooler thing to see.
A good addition, you know, and you never know what you're going to get with some hockey players. Never know.
All right, one final word from each coach on their bench before we get started here in Heartland.
Dylan, what are you expecting from this game just by the looks of how, you know, Loyola's student section is ramped up?
You know, it's obviously, Loyola hockey is such a big thing for them. You know, they're big on football. They're really big on every sport they play over at that high school, so they're always going to get a decent student section no matter where they play. So, I mean, if I was Loyola, I don't see why I wouldn't be looking forward to this game. You've got a great team who is about to make what everyone would assume is a deep playoff run.
Absolutely, and you know, Glenbrook North is absolutely mostly ready for this game, but Loyola, with all the momentum that they have, coming off of that 6-0 win I mentioned against Stevenson, but Glenbrook North is nothing to be looked over because they came off with a kind of a struggling but strong win against Glenbrook South.
All right, we get set for the face-off. This game is underway. Loyola with the possession early in their own zone. Through neutral ice, here comes O'Brien shooting off the post. Wow, an early chance for Loyola right away, but the post denied. Eamon O'Brien, Brennan 9 saying thank you to his best friend. Glenbrook North with the puck now, moving up ahead by the boards, swiped away by Loyola. Evan Eisenstark shooting from the left point, save, rebound. That one wouldn't go either. The puck is loose, and Loyola will take it through the neutral zone. Stripped away by North. Both teams will make a line change in all the action while Glenbrook North grabs the puck in their own zone, and a big collision on the near boards by Max Kasdan of North as Ovanyan shoots. That got blocked away by Loyola. Rebound behind the goal line. Loyola grabs it, and here they come. It's Timmy Starr, the first senior recognized tonight. As I mentioned, this is Loyola's senior night. We'll dump it in. Puck on the near corner. GBS defensive zone being fought for. Still some hacking and whacking. Finally, the puck is grabbed by Loyola, and a shot on the backhand would not go. Now a shot from the point by, I believe what's Finnegan, would not go either. Glenbrook North gets the puck back. They will dump it out of there and make a full rotation on their bench. No icing is the call by the linesman. Now here comes Loyola again through the neutral zone. Eamon O'Brien dumps it in on his backhand behind the net. The puck goes. Now back to the left point. A shot was blocked by his own man. Rebound goes to the far boards, and North clears it out of there. Or at least they tried to. They will get it out of there. And now a partial break for Alex Kim. Back into the lineup shooting. And that one just went wide. Rebound goes to the blue line. Now into the near corner. Evan Eisenstark waiting at the left point. He will not get the puck. So here comes Loyola Academy. Aiden Finnegan, one of their stars, slips it ahead to his teammate, but knocked out of there by GBN's Everett Levin. Now the puck still loose by the goal crease. Finally the whistle sounds, and we get our first stoppage of the game. About 2.5 minutes in. There's 14:24 to go in the first period.
And so far a fantastic start from Loyola. As you mentioned, with that early break from Aiden Finnegan, just hitting that post only about 15 seconds in, but Glenbrook North has also had their fair share of chances.
The puck is dropped. Loyola wins the draw. Though it goes to Max Kasdan, who enters the zone, stripped away nicely by Timothy Hackett on the gold team. Puck now all the way down to the GBN end. Finally enters the neutral zone. Tim Hackett will grab it. looks over his options, decides to bring it up the ice himself. As Loyola Gold makes a quick line change. The puck is loose, it's in the net. A miscue by Brendan 9 on the dump-in is a goal for Loyola Academy, and they have an early lead in this game with 13:40 to go in the first period. It's 1-0 Ramblers.
And it looks like Glenbrook North is complaining about something. I'm not quite sure. It looks like they're saying that the net was off and that their goalie was trying to fix it, but Glenbrook North is now down in this game 1-0 off an awkward angle goal from Timmy Starr. Only 13:40 remaining in the game, or in the first period, excuse me.
So it will count for the Ramblers as the puck will be dropped at center ice, won by Loyola Academy. So you would think that getting the goal on the play was Timmy Starr. Was he the one that dumped it in?
I believe he was, but it looks like number 33 for Loyola, Egan Conahan, just dumped that puck, and I believe the Glenbrook North backup goalie kind of gloved it.
They gave it to Timmy Starr. As we look, we are located directly behind the penalty box, so we will be able to see the game notes taken down by the crew here at the Heartland Ice Arena, and according to them, it was Timmy Hackett. So that's what will appear on the SHL website, so we might as well go with that. So Timmy Hackett with the first goal for Loyola. Still tons of time to play. We have 13 minutes to go in the first period as GBN brings the puck up. It's Everett Levin dumping it in behind the net. By the way, in goal is Drew Shearson for Loyola Academy, and of course Brendan 9 for the North Spartans, as a loose puck was almost shot in. They whipped on his shot, or at least got blocked. All in the midst of that, there is a penalty called on the play.
Yeah, we're not quite sure who it is. It looks like it'll be number 20 for the Loyola Gold Ramblers, Cooper Prodzik. He's going to get 2 minutes for slashing.
Cooper Prodzik not happy with that call as he comes into the penalty box and shakes his head, but we're going to get our first look at the GBN power play in the game with 12:47 remaining.
And as I mentioned in the pregame notes, Loyola Gold is 98.5% on their penalty kill, so GBN could get a big goal here if they score.
The puck is dropped, the faceoff is won by the Spartans, and they'll take it back in their own zone. Into the zone now. Stripped away behind the goal line by Loyola. It goes back out to the point, but there's no one there. The puck is cleared all the way down. David Wilcox chasing that one down.
Looked like he was hooked there in the corner a little bit, but no call was made.
Evan Eisenstark into the zone. Sent it across for Max Kasdan, who could not quite get a shot off. He still has the puck behind the goal line now for the Spartans. Evan Eisenstark, left point, over across to Wilcox. Eisenstark gets the puck back, goes into the near boards. Eisenstark back for Wilcox. Tipped ahead by Eisenstark, who finally shoots, and the puck is saved by saved by Shearson. A little extracurricular activities going on in front of the net after the shot was made, but doesn't look like we're going to get a penalty out of it.
Yeah, and you could just see by how Glenbrook North's power play was passing that puck, as the referee has to tell the student section to get their hands behind the glass, that their passing is just outstanding. They know where everyone is always, and that's what benefits them a lot.
Puck is cleared down. 48 seconds to go on the power play for North. Finally, they bring the puck in to the zone. It's David Wilcox goes behind the net with it now. Tim Burke waiting for the puck while Braden Roy works with it. Stripped away by Loyola, cleared into the north bench. Everyone's okay on that play, but we will need another face-off. 11:05 to go in the first period. Loyola with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and 18 seconds remaining here on the power play for the Glenbrook North Spartans. Loyola Golds look pretty good on their power play. They've been playing, it looks like, a box formation to not allow anybody close to the net, which has really benefited them.
Face-off won by Loyola, and it's a big one, but it does go back for North. Shot from the right point is turned away by Shearson. Rebound would not go either. Puck remains in the zone. Mikey Day gave it back to the point for Wilcox. Now losing the puck on the play is one of the defensemen for GBN, as the penalty has ended, and just missing the breakaway pass was Cooper Proudstick, who was ready for it, and he got it, but it just barely leapt over his stick. So we are at full and equal strength. GBN does not score on their first power play here tonight. Evan Eisenstark, though, bringing it in and shooting. Gloved away by Shearson, but didn't cover, so the puck is loose and we play on. The puck is launched all the way down, does not go far enough for icing, and it will be fought for in the near corner. Puck finally back out to the point, but just barely keeping it in. Nice effort there by Hayden Beck, who sung the national anthem tonight, but it eventually got stripped away by the Spartans all the way down to the Loyola end. 10 minutes to go in the first period, as the puck is being battled for on the near boards. Now finally a shot comes close to in, but not quite, as Danny Huber for Loyola Academy brings the puck into the zone and pulls up with it. Eventually lost it to Everett Levin, who tries to dump it out of the zone, to eventually taken out of the zone by the Ramblers. Dumped in by Darcy, and Brennan 9 decides to freeze that puck and have another draw. 9:25 to go in the first period.
We've seen a lot of play from Loyola Gold as a dump and chase, and that seems working. But when GBN comes down the ice, Loyola is always to be able to counter that dump and almost get an odd man rush every time.
Puck is almost dropped, not quite. Roy will be forced to step out, and Alex Kim will come in. Again, this is Alex Kim's first game back in the lineup since his knee injury for GBN. Braden Roy shoots, and a save is made by Shearson. And you might be able to hear that Loyola Gold student section just going crazy here tonight. Bryce, we've been covering the SHL all season long. It's probably one of the best student sections I've seen yet.
Yeah, they've definitely been the loudest, and you can tell that they love their hockey through thick and thin.
Puck out to neutral territory. Jonathan Ovanyan backhanded that one, intercepted by Purcell. And a shot made from the neutral zone by Aiden Finnegan. Looked like a routine stop for Brennan 9. In fact, instead, it goes out of play into the protective netting, so the same effect will take place, a face-off, but that was close.
Right out of his glove and right up into the netting. If he was lower in the butterfly, that puck would have just deflected right in.
A little hacking and whacking before the puck is dropped. Finally it is, and Loyola wins the draw. Finnegan's shot would not go through, so Alex Kim will chase it. Bounces out. Near the boards, Loyola got it back. Finnegan's shot went high. Now the puck at the left point, behind the net now for Finnegan at the right circle. Tried to turn around with it, was Cooper Proudstick, and slam it home, but not quite, thanks to Brendan 9 for the North Spartans.
Absolutely. With 8:34 remaining, Glenbrook North needs to find a goal here in this first period to, say, hey, we're not going anywhere, here to stay. Don't think you can just blow us out.
Puck dropped, won by North. They will take it behind their own net. It's Max Kasdan falling down on the play, which results in a Loyola dump in, but Casey Miller gets it right back, gave it to Max Kasdan as he enters the zone, turned away by Shearson's stick, and the puck is loose on the far boards, grabbed by GBN, checked into the boards though by Drew Buck for the Ramblers, and so they get the puck back. Schauiker bounces it into the zone. It all goes back to neutral ice territory, and a stick collision there by Timmy Hackett on Schauiker is not called a penalty. Now a shot by Kasdan, missed the net. The rebound goes behind the net, and it's fought for amongst both teams. Puck is cleared in. Max Kasdan tries again. This time Shearson said no. And it's cleared all the way out into neutral ice territory. Grabbed by Tim Burke, so he keeps possession for the Spartans as he shoots. But Shearson got a glove on that one, and he'll decide to freeze it with 7.5 to go in the opening period.
And as you can see there, Kasdan was just all over that slot and just firing off shots left and right, but Shearson was there just making a ton of good saves, even though, you know, you couldn't get much help with Kasdan in the slot.
A nice touch here, by the way, on senior night, as you were just able to see prior to the face-off, was the list of all the seniors on the team hung up on the glass behind the net on the left side. You can see it now on your screen. Just a cool little added touch here to the atmosphere at the game, especially on senior night, as the shot would not quite go through and it gets cleared out, but only to the blue line. Wilcox tried one, and now another shot was taken. Nice save by Shearson. The rebound is covered by Shearson. 6:51 to go in the opening period.
As both teams here to make a change. Glenbrook North has definitely looked stronger in the later parts of this period, but Loyola has had the better shooting opportunities.
One of our sponsors is Stormy's Tavern and Grill. Thank you so much for sponsoring the SHL Network Game of the Week here on YouTube. Eamon O'Brien brings it in, but offsides is called by the linesman.
We've seen a couple of offsides from Loyola just entering the zone, but otherwise, like as I mentioned earlier, the dump and chase has been pretty good and been able to get a couple good scoring opportunities off of it.
Neutral zone face-off is a 50-50 puck, eventually scooped all the way down into the GBN goal line and being fought for in the corner. Player taken down, no penalty is called. Max Kasdan tries to get it out of there. Casey Miller eventually does, and Kasdan fires from the neutral zone. No elevation on that shot. Touched the pad of Shearson, and he will glove it down to stop play.
As Kasdan took that shot, he kind of took a little bit of a slash stick to the face from one of the Loyola players, and he definitely was not happy with that.
Puck is dropped, and another 50-50 puck is being battled for, but eventually Max Kasdan shoots. That went high and wide. Rebound goes out to the blue line. Purcell for Loyola Academy. Now Darcy in his own neutral zone. Finnegan attempting a pretty looking pass in the neutral zone, but not quite getting a lot on that one, so Wilcox shot it in. Now the puck in the Loyola territory. Dumped all the way down. They're going to rule an icing violation on that play, so we'll have a face-off in the Loyola end of the ice with 5:47 to go here in period number 1.
And you can tell Loyola is starting to get into this game a little bit more comfortable, knowing that they have that 1-0 lead. But GBN keeps on that attack, and Kasdan has just looked very good, getting a lot of shots on net.
Puck on the far boards, being battled for. Who's going to win that puck? Loyola does, and it's Cole Corrigan who started that play. Now eventually Glenn Elliott lost the puck but got it back, attempting to get around the North player who was on his rear end, but eventually given up to the Spartans. Loyola gets it back again though. Cole Corrigan, he enters the zone, attempting to get around on NHL All-Star Night, one of GBN's All-Stars, Tim Burke, as the shot from the left point is turned away by the goaltender, Brendan Nine. Rebound cannot get out of the zone, but eventually GBN does bring it out. It's Braden Roy. They're going to say it's delayed offsides, and Braden Roy did not hear it at first. He was chasing after that puck, but eventually Loyola got it to neutral. Alex Adler might have gotten away with a slashing call there, but there's going to be a penalty now on, looks like it's going to be on Loyola. Timmy Starr, the one goal scorer here tonight at the Heartland Ice Center. He will take a seat for 2 minutes, and we'll get another look on GBN's power play, which so far tonight is 0 for 1.
Yeah, and Timmy Hager there, just as he got checked, you know, I guess I didn't see it, but I guess he held the GBN player down. So Glenbrook North is going to go on their second power play of the game. Like you said, their power play looked pretty darn good, but so did Loyola's penalty kill, and that's what happens when you have two great teams. Let's see what they can do on this attempt, though, as Mikey Day gave it to Eisen Stark, who tries to shimmy around. They're going to call it offside on the Spartans on that play with 4:24 to go, 1:44 in the power play. I mean, a good start from Glenbrook North, just couldn't get a clean zone entrance, which caused them to go offsides and have to take this face-off outside the zone. Day and Starr on the draw. Face-off ended up being won by Loyola. Puck is dumped in, almost hit what looks to be the girls' Loyola hockey team awaiting the start of their match, but thank you to the protective netting for not making that happen. Yeah, and you know, that's been a rule change that's happened in the past, like, you could say couple decades. The protective netting going up around the glass protect fans in the NHL and now high school leagues as well. Of course, you don't think it's quite necessary here in a high school league, especially at a rink, as the shot is fanned on that does not have any fans sitting behind either goal, but as you can see, it comes up big protecting those girls. Yes. Wilcox behind the net. In his own zone, brings it into neutral ice. Sidesteps Eamon O'Brien. He still has the puck in the right circle, dropped it off though for Max Kasdan, who skates ahead. Mikey Day could not grab that puck as it's fought for in the corner near the Loyola student section. A drive from Eisen Stark is stopped by Shearson with 3:30 to go in the first period. Yeah, 50 seconds remaining on the power play. Glenbrook North has not had that same possession that they had on that first one. Loyola Gold just doing a fantastic job of dumping that puck in or out of the zone and be able to control Glenbrook North. Face-off won by the Ramblers, but back to the point for Burke. Still on the power play as Glenbrook North with 40 seconds to go in it. Behind the net now, Casey Miller shooting one that went high. And back to the blue line for Wilcox. Kept it in the zone. His shot went wide as well. No elevation either. Here's that power play possession there from Glenbrook North. Burke gave it to Miller. Behind the net now for Rubin. Back to Burke. Rubin to Burke at the point. Shooting one open for a tip, but not getting one as Shearson covers it with his glove. Yeah, and Shearson's had an overall pretty good year for the Ramblers. Thank you to another sponsor of ours here at the SHL Network. That's CCTY Bearing and the Financial Solution Advisors Group, as well as the Loyola Academy hockey team. A proud tradition. A proud tradition. There you go. Of course it is, as of course the Loyola Ramblers playing here tonight, and they have a 1-0 lead. As the power play does expire here, so GBN is 0 for 2 so far. O'Brien's shot got blocked by Burke, and GBN gets the puck back. They will attempt to clear it out. Purcell kept it in, though, and the puck goes into the corner being fought for. Grabbed by Loyola behind the net. Taken away for the North Spartans, and they get it out of there. But it goes right back in.
Now the puck shot all the way down and icing called with 2:02 to go in the first period.
So the starting goalie for Loyola Gold, as you mentioned earlier, Andrew Shearson, has a 4-2-0 record. He's faced 144 shots in the season. He's only allowed 9 goals this season with a 1.50 goals against average and a .938 save percentage.
Loyola working with the puck in the north end of the ice, but eventually squirts out of there. Tim Burke, though, with possession, gave it away to Hackett. Now Danny Huber backhands it into the zone. Behind the net, though, was the Spartans, and they will get it out of there. One of the captains here in this Loyola Academy Gold hockey team, they have 2. Nick Liebers floats one into the zone, but that gets covered by GBN's goaltender, Brendan Nye. And there's 1:30 to go in the first period.
And Brendan Nye on the season has played 13 games, has a 10-3 record, has been GBN's #1 goalie, facing 315 shots. He's allowed 21 goals with a 1.7 goals against average and a .933 save percentage.
North won the draw. They'll get it out of there. Max Kasdan setting up his teammate Alex Kim at the blue line, but couldn't quite get possession of that puck, so Wilcox will chase it back. Now Max Kasdan, if he has enough speed, he's got Mikey Day with him. Max Kasdan fires! That went high and wide. Rebound back into the neutral zone for Evan Eisenstark, who dumps it in. A minute to go now in the first period. Eisenstark now at the near boards. Loyola gets it back. Will shoot ahead, but Eisenstark got in the way of that. So did Cole Corrigan. And Eisenstark brings it into the zone on the near side of the boards. Behind the net now. Matt Schauwicker grabs it for Loyola on the steal, but Alex Kim dumps it in. Looks like he actually passed it to himself. Now in comes Kasdan, he gets tripped up. No penalty is called on the play. Shockingly, you might say. Now into the zone. Shot in by Christian Dunn, only 10 seconds to go in the frame. Puck being fought for on the corner, finally taken by the Ramblers. They've got 3 seconds to work with, but GBN gets possession, so that's going to do it for the opening period here from the American Heartland Ice Arena. The score after 1 period is 1-0 in favor of Loyola Gold, thanks to the fluky goal by Timmy Hackett, but at the end it was a goal, so it's 1-0 Gold.
Yeah, and even though there was a little bit of argument from the Glenbrook North players, that goal's really not going to change unless the referee's assistants, which are the linesmen, saw something, which they did not. But, Loyola definitely had a little bit stronger period with their opportunities, but Glenbrook North definitely has had, a very strong period with how many shots they were able to put on Andrew Shearson, yeah. As we take a look at the Loyola lineup, this is the forwards on the club. A very senior-dominated group as we show you the defensemen on the team. Yeah, and a lot of the players that we saw on the senior night ceremonies, there was a lot of them. Most of the team, I would say. Now here is the lineup for the North Spartans as we get the forwards to you. Again, GBN, a very solid group. They didn't seem so early on in the year as we show you the defensemen and the goaltenders. They've really ramped it up close to the end of the regular season in Scholastic Hockey League play, and of course they surpassed Loyola Gold in points as Mikey Day and Aiden Finnegan have a little chat at the top of the circle. Not sure what kind of chat we're talking about, but they get done with that and the puck is almost in play. Couple of 21s to take the draw, one by North. Evan Eisenstark, he dumped it in. Teams have switched ends here at the Heartland Ice Arena.
So, of course, Loyola shooting left and GBN shooting right. A drive was stopped by Shearson off the stick of Mikey Day.
Another good glove save. We've seen Andrew Shearson be very active with his glove. Even when he doesn't have to make the save, he still does. And just shows off his impressive glove hand skills.
Mikey Day said in an interview that his favorite goal he's scored in all of high school was at the Glenview Ice Center against the Glenbrook South Titans in the annual North-South game as the shot is stopped by Shearson. He scored the first goal of that contest, and he said that he's never felt more excited, ramped up after a goal in his entire life, and he's looking for his 7th of the year with that shot.
It's also a very big goal. I mean, you're playing rivals in a game that has almost 2,000 people in attendance, so, you know, it's a very exciting time.
Jonathan Ovanyan centered it, but for Kasdan, though, it was taken by Loyola. Now Finnegan goes down. There's not going to be a call on that one. Both players wanted the puck. And now Everett Levin shooting one that got tipped away by Shearson. Not sure if he actually got a piece of that or not, but the puck is loose, and it's not a goal. Now at the near corner. Shot out of there by LAG. And GBN will have to regroup as they dump it in and tag up. Here's Drew Buck into neutral ice. He dumped that one in. Daniel Wilcox lost a tire there, so he goes down and could not make a play on that puck. Now the puck behind the goal line. It's Declan Darcy centering for his teammate who could not find the back of the net. That was Christian Dunn. And we get our first stoppage of the second period about 2 minutes in. 2 long starts to each period, and it's 1-0 Loyola.
As well as 2 fast starts to these periods. Both good starts had good scoring opportunities from both teams, and we continue to see that here.
Puck is shot in. That's a nice stop by 9. Rebound goes to the corner and eventually out of the zone for Everett Levin. He dumped it out of there. But now it gets dumped into the GBN zone. Just 2, again, all this action 2 minutes into the second as it's tipped by Timmy Starr high and wide. Everett Levin tries to dump it out of there. The puck took a high bounce, and now Alex Adler comes into the zone but stripped away by Loyola. Fight for the puck at the blue line by the north bench, eventually swatted out by Gold. And we get a stoppage here, not sure the cause.
It's going to be a hand pass on Loyola, so the faceoff's going to come outside of the zone.
So we'll get a neutral zone faceoff, 14:22 left in the second. And what's been a very entertaining game so far, but just one weird goal scored by Timmy Hackett for the Ramblers. Puck's dropped, faceoff is won by the Spartans. Evan Eisenstark in his own zone, but that gets stripped away by Loyola. Here comes Gonzalez. Gonzalez shoots one, turned away by 9. Rebound goes for Elliott, whose shot wouldn't go either. Now back to the point. Corneliuson could not make a play, but his teammates did. Evan Eisenstark, Mikey Day, I should say, Everett Levin, Braden Roy for the Spartans, and now it goes into the Loyola Academy end of the ice. What a sequence. The pass intended for Finnegan did not quite reach his stick, so GBN gets the puck back. On the near boards, Eamon O'Brien brought it into the neutral zone. Now into the north zone. Behind the net, GBN takes possession of the puck and back out to neutral ice. Some sloppy play by both sides. Not very great puck possession numbers for either team as O'Brien's in offside. So we'll get another puck drop here with 13:09 to go in the second.
And the one thing I didn't really notice before the game, but I'm noticing now, is that the benches here at Heartland are level with the ice, so players can just step right off at like Glenview Wyson or Northbrook, they got to step up. So it's an easier line change situation.
Now here's Burke into the neutral zone. Burke almost offsides, but Casson tagged up, and he tried a shot. He couldn't get it, so the puck goes to the near corner. Taken out of there by Christian Dunn for the Ramblers. Now Drew Buck into the zone on the right wing side. Behind the net. Still has possession of the puck. Back for Hackett. Now to Declan Darcy. Firing, but that puck did not get on net. And one of the Loyola players, Dunn, gets taken down, but there's no call on the play against GBN. Puck back for the point. Buck, Darcy. Shot taken at the point, and Brennan Nine stopped that one as well. The shot was taken by Timmy Hackett, who has a goal in the game early on in the first period. 12:18 to go in the second.
And as you mentioned, a great shot by Timmy Hackett, but a better save from Brennan Nine. And he's looked very solid besides that one awkward goal he gave up. He's had to make some pretty good saves.
Now the faceoff taken by North. Their captain, David Wilcox, gave it to Ovanyan in the neutralized territory. Ovanyan trying to get around, but Shearson turned that one away. O'Brien slides one in. Evan Eisenstark grabs it before it made its way to Nine. And now being fought for behind the goal line, cleared out of there. Jake Rubin had a hard time getting that one out, but eventually does. And Purcell takes it in his own defensive end. Declan Darcy. Puck kicked away, and Everett Levin grabbed it for the Spartans. Tried to center a teammate that wasn't there, so Loyola gets it back. Into the neutral ice. Wilcox gets hit hard by Finnegan. No penalty called. And now Finnegan for O'Brien. O'Brien shooting one. That got turned away by Eisenstark. Rebound to the near corner. Cleared out to center ice. Here's the try by Burke, I should say Beck. But now back to the point for Callahan.
There's going to be a delayed penalty here on Loyola.
Good call, Bryce, not Callahan, but Gallagher.
So Egan Callahan's going to go to the box. 2 minutes for roughing it, looks like, with the call. As soon as he took that shot, he kind of gave a little bit of a cross check to the Glenbrook North player. So we're going to have a third look at the Glenbrook North power play, which so far has been 0 for 2 on the night.
Yeah, a good opportunity for North to get this game tied up with about 11 minutes to go in the second period. They look to get one back after they allowed a very unlucky goal against. And they have possession in their own zone. Mikey Day turned it over to Timmy Starr, whose backhander would not go. So Wilcox brings it through. Taken away by the Ramblers again. Danny Huber, their one man guarding the defensive end. Puck eventually brought up through the neutral zone. Evan Eisenstark in. He shot one that missed the net wide. Wilcox now threw it behind the net. And a good play by Eisenstark to keep the puck alive. Now Mikey Day's got it. Casson shoots it. A nice stop there by Shearson. And still not a goal on what's been a good-looking North power play with 10:07 to go in the frame.
Yeah, and, you know, from what we've seen from Shearson so far, his ability to track that puck from the left to right side, as we saw there, is just outstanding. But Brandon Knight has also played a good game, and his tracking has been just as good. There's going to be a high sticking call on Glenbrook North here. It's going to be on number 21 for the Spartans, Mikey Day. So it'll bring us to some 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 3 seconds, and Loyola will go on their first power play of the night for 57 seconds.
Again, a big thank you to our sponsors, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, CCTY Bearing, Financial Solution Advisors Group, and of course Loyola Academy Hockey, the proud tradition. 4-on-4 hockey, as you mentioned, Bryce. Kasdan at the point, he shot one. That got blocked, though, by Buck, and he looks to be laboring. He's going to be all right, though, and he'll stay out there with 9:44 to go. Wilcox slid it ahead for Alex Kim. Almost into the zone by Kasdan, but he couldn't quite settle the puck down. Wilcox across for Burke, who sent it behind the net for Kim. Now Kasdan with the puck. Pulled up, kept the puck alive and shot one, but a nice stop by Shearson. Loyola gets the puck back and they'll clear it all the way down. Chasing after the puck, though, was Burke. As Wilcox sends it through. One man out for Loyola. Still 55 seconds to go on the North power play, or I should say penalty, so Loyola Academy will have an abridged power play. And let's see what these guys can do on the power play. These guys that are so skilled, as O'Brien's shot went high. Stayed inbounds, though. So 40 seconds to work with on the power play for Gold, as O'Brien brings it into the zone. Gave it to Prousek, who shoots, and a nice stop is made by Brendan 9. 8:30 to go in the second period of play here from Heartland Ice Center.
And a lot of good scoring opportunities on that 4-on-4. Loyola just with another one here on their first 27 seconds of their power play, only 30 remaining.
Eamon O'Brien in for the draw, and after a late change for GBN, Loyola won the faceoff. Hackett, Darcy, Hackett. Finnegan, now Hackett again, fires, that got blocked away, and here comes Casey Miller on a breakaway for the Spartans. Taken down, shot was taken, and a save was made by Shearson on a no penalty called on that infraction by the Loyola defenseman. Possible infraction. That was a big stop there for Shearson as we are back to full and equal strength. Loyola still with possession. It's Finnegan. In the corner now, GBN finally gets it out, and here they come. It's Everett Levin through the neutral zone. Decides to dump it in. Behind the goal, being fought for. The puck is taken out. Eamon O'Brien, though, cleared it to center ice, and Finnegan will skate it in. O'Brien back up on the play. Still has the puck, and he shot that one. It got blocked. And then an opportunity for Loyola would not go, as Prousek didn't know where it was, and then Prousek tipped one just wide. Loyola with plenty of chances. That's another shot from Gallagher. Would not find the back of the net. GBN close to being too many men on the ice after Daniel Wilcox made the change. His skates might have been in the way as the puck is handled behind the net of GBN and dumped back in. Brendan 9 out of his goal crease to play it. Neutral zone now. Burke cleared it out. Gallagher for the Ramblers. Back into their own zone. Gallagher has it again. Sent it down ice. Being fought for by Dunn. He eventually gets it. Wanting the puck on the play was Owen Boersma, as he was tapping his stick on the ice like a beaver tail, but not getting it. Now the puck gets loose. Looked like it was going to Loyola, but GBN takes possession. Jonathan Ovanyan also back in the lineup. You could tell that he's getting limited ice time as he is recovering from a broken femur.
That's not fun, I can tell you that. That just sounds like it hurts.
Haven't seen much of him on the ice in spite of him being one of the stars as Hayden, I should say, I should say Drew Buck lit up one of the North players, and all in the midst of that, a nice save was made by Brennan Nine. Rebound goes behind the net for Loyola. Sam Levin, the call-up, who appears to, in fact, be in the lineup, shot one that got a piece of the goaltender. Back out for Loyola Academy. Haven't seen much of Sam Levin either in this game. He was a call-up in GBN's previous game against Glenbrook South, replacing their 3 injured players. But you see 2 players that are back in the lineup for GBN, and Levin's still out there. Now a shot is taken from Loyola. I don't think the goaltender had to make a stop on that one, as it went wide with only 4:40 to go in the second period of play here. So we look ahead to the intermission. Bryce Gobert, my great partner, will be interviewing the head coach of GBN as Mikey Day centered it for Kasdan, but nothing there. Loyola gets the puck back. Here comes Finnegan into the zone, trying to make his way around Burke, and eventually touched off sides. Now, Bryce, are you interviewing the coach directly after the second period or right before the third?
It'll be right before the third period, right before this game gets back underway. So we're going to get his opinion just before the third period, after it's time to talk to his team, you know, ask him what his team has talked about and how they can grow. Right now they're 1-0 down, but that could easily change in these 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
We will be going off the air during the intermission.
Not off air, just off.
Right, not off air, but
off our mics.
You will be shown the ambient rink of nothingness and Zambonis. Now a stoppage of play on what was a good chance. There's going to be a penalty here against Loyola Gold yet again. So the GBN power play, the 0 for 4 power play in this particular game, will have another chance.
The 0 for 3 power play going for their 4th attempt.
As Egan Gallagher will take a seat for the second time of the game.
So another opportunity for Glenbrook North to get a good scoring opportunity and get a goal back and be tied 1-1 going into the third. But as we've seen from their previous power play, their passing has been good. They just haven't been able to get that puck on net and get a good scoring opportunity.
Puck is dropped. Face-off is won by the Spartans. And Wilcox. Miller to Tim Burke. Fake the shot. Now to Casey Miller again, behind the goal line for Mikey Day. Burke over to David Wilcox. Max Kasdan fires. That would not go, and neither would the backhand attempt by Mikey Day. Finally gets cleared out of there by Loyola.
Yeah, Kasdan tried to backhand that puck all the way across the crease as Casey Miller was there, just there waiting for the tap-in. But the Loyola defender made a great play to make that pass happen, and Eamon O'Brien was able to clear.
Up the ice, Burke decides to just dump it in. So it's being fought for on the near corner. Eventually shot taken there by GBN's Casey Miller. That got turned away by Shearson as well. And then eventually cleared all the way down yet again. Their captain, David Wilcox, who's had a great season so far, 10 goals and 7 assists. Gave it to Sam Levin, the junior varsity call-up. 2 different stories there. Behind the net now, Mikey Day. Back to the point. Burke gave it back to Day, left circle, whose shot just barely missed. I think the save was made by Shearson, or it may possibly just went wide. It looked to be tipped no matter what. Back to the point, a drive by Burke, missed the net wide. Rebound is loose behind the goal and kept in by Wilcox. Wilcox, Max Kasdan at the goal line. Fight for the puck, who's going to get it?
Watch
Looks
out
like
for Callahan
Loyola
coming out of
does.
the box.
Puck gets cleared down a little early, and finally let out of the box is Callahan. And he will skate back to his bench with speed. Sam Levin gave it to Ruben. Ruben dumped it in behind the net. Now less than 2 minutes to go in the second period. David Wilcox. And the puck goes into the Loyola Academy zone. A shot by Eisenstark would not go as it went wide. Now Matthew Skaya shot one, and this appears to be the GBN fourth line. Wow, they do not play that fourth line very often, do they? I haven't really seen Skaya, Roy out there much at all. Same with Alex Adler, who has the puck now and shoots one, but a nice stop was required by Shearson. Skaya shot again, and that went wide. So right as I say it, they seem to come up with a pretty good shift here as Eisenstark gave it to Roy, who fires. That did not go either. Wow, Drew Shearson making a great couple sequence of saves. Now a 2-on-1 for Loyola. Finnegan and Proudstick. Finnegan shoots a nice stop on the rebound. That would not go either. Now an attempt by Proudstick also wouldn't go. The puck was loose and Proudstick shot it. Now another shot is taken. Wow, Brendan 9
all over the ice.
Standing on his head for the last couple seconds. Finally can take a breath when the referee blows his whistle, which he does now with 41 seconds, 0.8 to go in the second period.
Yeah, but just before Aiden Finnegan got that 2-on-1 opportunity, he was sat in alone behind the GBN defense, leaving just it was a 5-on-4 basically for Glenbrook North in their offensive zone. And finally they got enough, the Glenbrook North bench got enough players to yell at them to get back, and still a 2-on-1 great scoring opportunity with 48.1 to go.
Parody of hockey. Brendan 9 does that, but allows that first goal.
Hockey can shift so much, and that's why it's such a good sport.
Now to the neutral zone for Hayden Beck, taken away by GBN. It's Max Kasson in again and firing one. Shearson got the glove on that time. Only 20 seconds to go in the second period.
And it's been a very eventful period again from both these teams. I would say that Loyola has had the better scoring opportunity, but GBN definitely has not gone away.
No doubt. Puck is dropped. LAG won the battle at the face-off dot. Beck cleared it out for Starr. Starr backhanded it in. Right on net, so that'll be a shot on goal. A snow shower there on Brendan 9 by the Loyola player, and a scrum now in the near corner, somewhat obstructed by our camera's view.
So there's definitely going to be a penalty for that snow shower, I would think. But there might be some more penalties for the extracurricular activities.
Perhaps not one on the shower, but one because of the events afterwards.
So there will not be a penalty here on that snow shower. I'm not sure why. There should be an unsportsmanlike conduct.
You see Wilcox talking to the official as well as Brendan 9, asking why there's no penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct on the Ramblers, but they're not going to win that argument. 6 seconds to go. Purcell shoots. That got tipped away wide. Rebound goes for North. They clear it out of there. Time expires. And the second period out of 3 is over at the Heartland Ice Arena. Same score as after the first period. Now a little action between the benches. Now eventually both teams will exit the ice surface area. Thanks so much for listening to the first 2 periods of action here from the Heartland Ice Arena. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back in about 10 minutes with the third period of action. Loyola with the 1-0 lead, goal coming from Tim Hackett. Welcome back to Heartland Ice Arena in Lincolnwood. Before we get started in the third period, Bryce will be chatting with the head coach of Glenbrook North. Before we get things started, Bryce, take it away.
Coach, we saw that little bit of into the second period commotion. What was your view on how that call was not called?
Well, you know, to me it's got to be called. It's an unsportsmanlike. More than that, I mean, it's just a bush league move. You don't do that. I mean, you know, and I know their coaches, they don't teach that stuff. Of emotion. Look, I love the pace of the game, and I love the situation. They scored a fluky goal, you know. I mean, it's just a weird bounce, but
absolutely. And you know, you find yourself 1-0 down going into the third. How do you think your team will react to the fast start that we've seen from both periods so far?
Well, I think we got to, you know, we're shorthanded with a big kill, and then we'll go after them. Look, the grade A opportunities we've had 6 grade A opportunities. Got to hit the net. I mean, we're shooting pucks over the net, making it easy for them.
Absolutely. Thank you for your coach.
Thank you, Bryce. That was Coach Pokakitis. Relatively certain I'm pronouncing that name correctly. So Bryce will make his way back to the broadcast area. Until he gets there, I'll be solo, and looks like we're about to get going in the third and final period of regulation time. They have a penalty on the board right now against GBN, but both teams have 5 skaters out there as Bryce returns back to the booth. Nice job on the interview, Bryce. It came up great. It sounded great, and the coach had a lot of cool things to say.
Yeah, and Glenbrook North is actually going to start this period shorthanded. So I believe they're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct call that'll go against them, and they'll start this period shorthanded.
So the Loyola power play will get to work again. They won the face-off, and they will skate it in. Declan Darcy. Now to the corner. Loyola still with possession. Finnegan back to the point for Hackett. Back to Finnegan, who shoots. That got blocked on its way through, but it doesn't go outside of the zone after the clearing attempt by North. The puck back near the point area for Finnegan. Now Finnegan will shoot one that went high and wide. Rebound goes back for Loyola Academy. Or at least they thought. Glenbrook South will get possession of that, clear it out. Evan Eisenstark will tap the glass from the penalty box to indicate his appreciation for his team's defense on his penalty. Or at least the penalty is taken on the bench minor. Puck now back in the north end. 1 minute to go on the Loyola Academy power play. 15 to go in the game. Back to the point. O'Brien shot one tipped on its way. Potentially, but 9 got the stop anyhow. And we will have another face-off with 15:47 to go. What a game by 9, by the way. Besides that first goal he allowed, he has just been stellar this season so far.
Absolutely, and I was actually talking to the coach because after that second period, there was a fan that was actually thrown out of the game, and it looked like an assistant coach for Glenbrook North was too, but he was not. So a lot of emotions flying around here in Heartland, but still 1-0 Loyola Gold.
Jonathan Ovanyan skates it out to the blue line, short-handed, but he'll just dump it in. So for Loyola Academy, here comes Hayden Beck, dumping the puck into the zone. They're going to call an icing on that play. I
thought he was
relatively certain he was at the red line, or I should say past it, but no, they're going to get them for an icing violation. So a short-handed offensive zone drop of the puck for GBN. Taking the face-off will be Wilcox. But it's won by Loyola. Hayden Beck brings it up ice for Timmy Starr. Couldn't quite handle that puck though, so it's cleared down by the North Spartans. Hayden Beck for Drew Buck. Now Evan Eisenstark out of his box. Both teams are at full strength, and the shot is stopped by Brendan 9. A good opportunity there, making something out of nothing for the Loyola Gold. Now Loyola will regroup It's Christian Dunn dumping the puck in for none of his teammates, and GBN will clear it to center. Tim Hackett. Now the puck is directed into the zone. That's going to be taken by Everett Levin, though. Being fought for on the near boards, Evan Eisenstark from the right circle, shot one. It had eyes for the corner, but it ended up going into the glove of Shearson. What a stop by Shearson with 14:20 to go in the third.
He's been very active with his glove tonight, which is definitely shown with that save, but his blocker has not been very active, but his glove side man, we've seen a lot of it.
Be sure to follow the SHL Network on Twitter at the SHL Network. And the face-off is won by Loyola Academy. And they will bring it into the zone with speed. The shot from the left circle is stopped by Brendan Nine. That shot was taken by Jacob Gonzalez, the two-sporter and the two champion. He has a championship with Loyola for football. He joined this hockey season late because of Loyola's deep playoff run in the IHSA playoffs. And he's finally back on the ice. He is somewhat of a decent presence for Loyola, but has failed to put a point on the board this season so far, as the shot is taken on the centering attempt, but covered up by Nine. And, you know, the abridged season for Gonzalez, but, you know, again, no points is no points. And we've seen him a couple times, a few shifts, and he seemed like a pretty good hockey player. I would only imagine he's a little bit better at Loyola Academy football. Now here's a 2-on-1 for GBN. It's Sam Levin, the call-up, shooting one that went high and wide. Rebound goes back for Loyola Academy in their own defensive end. GBN gets it back. What an opportunity for the call-up. JV Sam Levin not quite able to convert on the 2-on-1 chance, though. 13.5 to go in regulation time. Only goal in the game was that weird one by Timothy Hackett. A miscue by Brendan Nine. Possibly a no call, as you said he might have been fixing his net, but that's the only goal here tonight. Puck hits the linesman and goes back into the Loyola area. Wilcox making a bunch of moves to get around Shawicker and get the puck out of his zone. Max Kasson fires the puck in, turned aside by Shearson. He will come out of his net to play it, but accidentally give it up to Everett Levin, who comes into the zone and fires one that could not get through the maze of players in front of him. Now tipped out of there by Matt Shawicker, and right back in by GBN. 12.5 to go in the third period. Now the puck gets dumped all the way down, good enough for an icing, and it will be dropped in the Loyola territory. GBN coming out in this third period right after their player came out of the box. That was Evan Eisenstark, who was serving the unsportsmanlike penalty. Yeah, they have certainly made a push here.
Absolutely. They've definitely been the better team for the first 5 minutes of this game, but they're still down 1-0. You need to make that a tie game, at least to force overtime, maybe get another one to take the 2 points.
Shot taken, save made by Nine. Rebound goes back to Loyola. They shoot, and Nine, what an unbelievable stop, as he says no to the second goal scored by Loyola with a highlight reel stop.
Yeah, and Brendan Nine has just been on point tonight. I mean, we keep going back to that one goal, but that has really been his only negative. He's played very well, been very active whenever the puck gets dumped behind the net. Has made a lot of fantastic saves like the one you just saw there.
And if his players can't get a goal on the board by the end of this game, that one tiny little blemish might cost him out of a win in what's been such a great game played by him. Again, this game is very meaningful because it determines how teams will be seeded come playoff time. Currently, between these two teams, Loyola Academy is in the number 3 spot, trailing GBN by only 1 point. At this moment in time, if the playoffs started today, GBS would play Glenbrook South and Loyola would play Stevenson.
Glenbrook North would play Glenbrook South.
Yes.
What did I GBS say? play Glenbrook South.
GBN will play Glenbrook South, and then of course Loyola Academy. But New Trier Green only on top by 5 more points. Again, with 3 games left, if you go on the 3-0 streak for either of these teams, you have a shot to catch up to them.
Yes, but as you mentioned, Loyola Gold is only 1 point behind Glenbrook North. So, I mean, even if this game does go to overtime, that second point means a lot more than just a win.
No doubt about that. O'Brien getting around everyone and firing. That did not hit the target. Now behind the goal line, centering feed. 9 swatted it away. And the puck being fought for on the near boards. Who's going to get it? Eventually taken out by Gonzalez. Behind the net now. Skaya attempting to clear. Could not quite do so. Now Glenn Elliott firing, and a stop is made by 9. Eventually, he covers a puck that he had to juggle a couple times before doing so. And he says no yet again with 10 minutes and 56 left in the regulation portion of this game.
Absolutely, and we keep mentioning that they're down 1-0, but as this time closes, gets closer to 0, you know, they got to get something going. And I know we've talked about it in our GBS broadcast how much you like the pulling the goalie strategy.
I love the strategy.
We see that from Glenbrook North tonight if they're still down with.
There's no doubt about it.
2 minutes.
I don't think there's any doubt about that when you've got when you're trailing by just 1 goal. I mean, you see it all the time. 2 sometimes even 3 on the rarest of occasions. But
saw that with Glenbrook South on playing Glenbrook North actually.
Yep.
On Wednesday night. That was the occasion where they were down 3-1 and
2-1.
2-1, and then Glenbrook North got that empty net goal, which brought them that 2 points ahead of Loyola, or that 1 point ahead, excuse me.
Well, Loyola with a decisive 9-0 win against York that same night that GBN beat GBS. So these teams have been separated by 1 point for a while and finally play each other. Same outcome can't happen here. One team's got to win. One team's got to lose. Nick Liebers sent it ahead. Matthew Shawwicker tipped it in. But Burke got a hold of that puck. Now dumped in off sides. It was delayed though, so they'll get a chance to tag up. We've got 10 minutes to go in this hockey game. Burke shooting from the point. Shearson wanted to get a glove on that one, but it was not necessary as it went wide. Now Matt Shawwicker with the puck yet again, making his way around Casey Miller. Shawwicker still with the puck. Tried to center it, but stripped away by Max Kasdan and taken out.
I've seen that weird bounce off the boards twice now, one in Loyola's favor, one in Glenbrook North's favor, where the Zamboni Doors just shoot that puck right back to that same player. They're able to get that clearing opportunity a second time where it might not have worked the first time.
Shot back into the zone by GBN, right to Loyola. They'll make a line swap. And here comes Finnegan. He shoots. That's a nice save made by 9. The rebound goes all the way down. And it would have been an icing, but it looked like it was going to go directly on goal. So Shearson had to come out and play it so that it wouldn't be called. Now Eisenstark's shot from the point is an easy stop for Shearson. 8:54 to go in the 3rd period from the American Heartland Ice Center in Lincolnwood, Illinois, where Loyola plays most of their home games.
And as you mentioned, the girls team plays right after this, so fans still get the double amount of hockey action even after this intense boys game.
Of course, the Loyola girls very good at hockey. If you didn't know already, Bryce. One of the best teams in the state. So the boys and girls hockey clubs, both very good. And a very successful private school in Wilmette. Centering pass, Sam Levin almost got a shot, but it was turned away by Loyola's stick and caught by Wilcox and sent in to the zone with 8 minutes to go. Behind the net now, Callahan tried to get it out of there. He will. Eisenstark will chase after it in his own zone and give it to Glowacki, who gets checked into the boards by Timmy Starr right in front of you and I, Bryce.
We got a great broadcast position besides the corners, you know. Can't complain.
Now here comes GBN. Falling down well on the pass was Ovanyan, and then his player could not finish the drive. Now being fought for in the corner. GBN comes up with it. Back to the point, though. Loyola takes over, and Huber dumps it into the zone, but 9 will come out of his goalie crease to get it out of there into the neutral ice territory. Matthew Rubin for Everett Levin, who shot, and a save was made by Drew Shearson. Wow, he's had a good game too, hasn't he? Both goaltenders have had amazing games.
It's been a fantastic goalie matchup that you don't really see a lot in high school. I mean, you also don't really see a lot of 1-0 games. It's either one-sided or close till the end, like this one. But you know, it's more like a 3-1 lead that gets cut down to 2. Instead, you know, you got a 1-0 game where both goalies have to be sharp, or else they could really cost their team the game.
Puck behind the goal line for GBN. Starting to become so cold in the American Heartland Ice Arena that I can see my own breath when I talk, and we're indoors.
It's supposed to be outdoors. I mean, it's better than being outside in -5-degree weather, so that's a plus. Good thing Loyola isn't hosting this game at the Watts Ice Center, where they play 1 or 2 home games per season. Outdoors. The outdoor rink that they call an alternate home. And the icing called by one official was waved off by another. So I think it was called off because the head official, the head linesman, thought that the Loyola defender could have gotten to that puck, but he stopped and tried to draw the icing, so he waved it off. Things starting to heat up here with only 6.5 to go in regulation. GBN still looking for their 1 goal to get back in this game as Caston tries for it. Shearson makes another incredible stop. Yeah, that shot was going right over Shearson's head, and Caston, you know, with another fantastic shot. When we've seen a lot of scoring opportunities for him, and you know, Shearson made a fantastic save. 6:08 to go in the 3rd period. One thing I've noticed later in this game is that the student section and the parents have not been as active cheering-wise. As a matter of fact, I don't even see the student section anymore. I think they're just sitting down. Yeah, they were standing up all of the 1st and 2nd period. So you wonder why that is, but we, of course, play on without the active students. Loyola wins the puck out of that board battle. Declan Darcy stripped away. Casey Miller, not quite. Darcy got it back. And then it's attempted to be sent out of the zone. It ends up going out of the zone, but into the stands. And not sure if they make you throw that back or if someone gets a souvenir. Nah, they'll just throw it back, but still, it's right above our broadcast. One more time, thank you to our sponsors, Stormy's Tavern and Grill, CCTY Bearing, the Financial Solutions Advisory Group, of course, and Loyola Academy Hockey, the proud tradition, for sponsoring the Scholastic Hockey League Network. Wilcox touched it with a stick that was ruled to be not a high stick. So it goes back out for Burke. And Wilcox again. Will chase it back into his own zone, then give it to Burke. Burke then gave it to Sam Levin. Weird deflection there off the glass that brought the puck again back to Loyola, and they were able to clear that puck this time after it could have been a very bad situation for them. And GBN, in my opinion, from what it seems like, has started to cool off in some of the most important moments of this game for them, as they have 4.5 minutes to work with. They trail by 1 here on the road. Absolutely, and you know, we've seen them, their power play 4 times tonight, and They weren't able to convert, even though Loyola arguably has the best power play in the league. But a power play goal could have really.
Loyola's got the worst power play in the league.
Or a penalty kill, excuse me.
Yeah.
The best penalty, arguably the best penalty kill. And, you know, a goal there could have just led to so much more. And unfortunately, they were unable to capitalize. And Loyola's just really been in command this third period after a big collision right in front of us.
Yeah, that's been one of the parodies here in this 2018-19 SHL season. Loyola Academy, of course, so dominant record-wise, has scored 1 power play goal on 95 power plays against Glenbrook South back in December. So they can't seem to figure out their power play.
We're coming up on the 3:30 mark, and Glenbrook North's going to have to think about pulling their goalie.
Not sure how early Coach Evan Polkadidis, hope I'm saying that right if he's watching later on, how aggressive he will be with pulling Brendan 9 for the extra attacker. The puck gets cleared all the way down. No icing is called as it was tipped en route to the other side of the ice. Evan Eisenstark in the neutral zone with it. Tried to give it to his teammate Kim, but Kim couldn't quite see the puck, so Will Cox will grab it back in his own zone. Now Eisenstark into the zone, tried a shot from the neutral ice territory. An easy save was made by Shearson. Then Will Cox will chase it back. Falling down on the play was Buck, and then one of the North players whipped on their shot. That was Max Caston, so Evan Eisenstark will shoot it back to Casey Miller. Deflected off the glass and into the zone. Brendan 9 still in his goal crease with 2:20 to go. 2:30, I should say. Puck being fought for in the corner. Loyola gets it. Shawwicker tried to clear it, but Burke shot it. A nice stop was made by Shearson. Now a loose puck for Mikey Day. He cannot get it home. It slid past the wide open area. If there was a North player in the vicinity, they might have been able to make a play on that one. Now a shot was taken by Eisenstark from the left point into the glove of Shearson, and we see 9 about halfway. He's right now standing right in the middle of the slot, so they are going to pull him as he makes his way to the bench now.
Well, they may not pull him yet. Glenbrook North just took a timeout real quick,
timeout, right?
Rebear, and you know, under 2 minutes remaining. You know, this game could go either way at this point. Loyola could easily get a 2-0 win if Glenbrook North pulls their goalie, but Glenbrook North could easily win this game back 1-1 and we go to overtime. Which, again, either result, it's been a fun game so far, and you can't complain with how much hockey, you know, back and forth hockey we've seen.
Yeah, there's no doubt about this. This is a particular game. You think of 1-0, some people say boring, right? Some people say boring, not as enough goals for me. This has been, in particular, even though the first goal was a total
fluke, you could
say, in spite of that, this is still one of the better 1-0 hockey games I've watched.
Absolutely.
Exciting.
I would completely agree.
From end to end, both teams look like they can win it at any time, and just the pressure of wondering if GBN is going to tie things up with any shot they take, or maybe Loyola doubling their lead, adding some insurance. It's so fun to watch as they will keep Brendan 9 on the bench.
So wide open cage for Loyola, and you hate to say it, but kind of a good situation for them would be to almost take a penalty, even though it would be 6-on-4. They can shoot down the ice as many times on net as they want.
Yep.
And, you know, get a good scoring opportunity off of it.
Wilcox chases after it with as much gas as he has in the tank to keep Loyola from scoring an empty net goal. Puck being fought for on the blue line. Max Kazim brings it through around a couple, falling down but still able to stay on his feet. Then Loyola tipped it out of the zone. Aiden Finnegan chasing after it with all the strength he has. Backhand into the empty net. Would not go off the post, and the second one wouldn't either. Wow, what an opportunity for Finnegan. Aiden Finnegan could not quite finish it, and they still only lead by 1. 1:20 to go in the third period.
And as you mentioned, it looks like either team can win it at any time. That was a chance that Loyola had, but they just couldn't convert, and Glenbrook North Wilcox just did a fantastic job defending it.
Mikey Day behind the goal line with the puck for the Spartans, tried to bank it off. Shearson could not. So it squirts back out for Max Kasdan. Exactly a minute to go in regulation time now in this contest. Loyola with possession of the puck. Eamon O'Brien shot it towards the empty net. Would not make it all the way there, but it does make it past the blue line. 46 seconds left in the game. Cleared all the way down. They're going to call an icing on this play. And so 35 seconds, 0.6 on the clock. They're going to have another face-off in the Loyola zone. Now in the National Hockey League, you cannot call a timeout after you've iced it. Is that the same in high school, do you think?
I know they just changed that rule. I don't believe it is.
Right. Yeah, they did just change that rule a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
So a very important draw will be taken by Mikey Day for GBN. And on the other side, Drew Buck for Loyola. Now a loose puck is taken by Danny Huber, but he could not get control of that one. Only 20 seconds to go now in regulation time. Puck is cleared ahead. Evan Eisenstar grabbed it with his glove. Now Huber's got another chance. He scores! Danny Huber wins it for Loyola Academy, and they will jump back ahead of Glenbrook North for second place in the Scholastic Hockey League. With 15.2 to go, it's 2-0 in favor of Loyola.
Yeah, and Huber's played a very good game up to this point, and that just is a little bit of a reward, even though it's empty net. He's played very well, been very physical, made a big difference for his team, and unfortunately for Glenbrook North, they'll be back down to third, and it could be an interesting playoff matchup.
Now Loyola, after winning this game, will be lined up to play Glenbrook South in the first round of the playoffs. And Glenbrook North, if they started today, would be lined up to play Stevenson in the first round of the playoffs. And we're down to 2 seconds, now 1. Time expires on a tremendous high school hockey game here in the city of Lincolnwood on senior night for Loyola. Timmy Hackett and Danny Huber, 2 seniors, with the 2 goals in a 2-0 game that went Loyola's way. What a contest we just were able to witness.
Yeah, and like you said, it was 1-0 all the way till the end, and it was probably one of the most exciting 1-0 hockey games I've seen in a long time. I mean, you can't complain with that 1-0 score, with all that physicality, speed, scoring opportunities that they had.
That's going to do it here from the American Heartland Ice Center in Lincolnwood. Thank you, Eric, for the camera work, and of course Jimmy for the technicality, technicality aspect. For Bryce Gobert, this has been Dylan Ward. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. The outcome tonight: Loyola 2, Glenbrook North 0.